Welcome to the ultimate philosophical showdown. In the right corner from Röcken, Germany, the revolutionary thinker Friedrich Nietzsche. And in the left corner, the embodiment of centuries of faith and divine authority, God. Tonight, we delve into three epic rounds: the death of God, Christian slave morality, and Nietzsche's views on religion. Will Nietzsche's ideas triumph, or will age-old beliefs hold firm? Let's dive in and find out. Round 1. Nietzsche's famous declaration: God is dead. Nietzsche first said God is dead in his book The Gay Science. The full quote reads, "God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him." But what does this even mean? Well, for one, he wasn't literally celebrating God's death, despite what the edgelords that think Nietzsche's an atheist tell you. Instead, he was highlighting a huge cultural and philosophical shift in Western society. The death of God portrays how traditional Christian moral values were getting cooked in the face of modernity. As science and secular thinking advanced, the unquestioned authority of Christianity began to falter, leading to a crisis of meaning. Nietzsche thought that this shift left a big gap in society. Without a grounding provided by religious belief, people are facing an existential crisis, struggling to find meaning and purpose in a world without the certainty of divine guidance. It's like Andrew Tate suddenly disappeared, and thousands of wannabe Sigma males lost their guidance. Oh wait, that already happened. Anyway, Nietzsche saw this as a crucial moment in human history. Without the guiding hand of a divine power, humanity was left to face the vast, indifferent universe on its own. This realization could lead to nihilism, the belief that life lacks inherent meaning or value. Nietzsche was really worried about this potential descent into despair and meaninglessness. Nietzsche's worry wasn't just about losing religious belief, but also about what this loss meant for society's moral and ethical framework. He wondered how humanity would handle this huge shift. In The Gay Science, he writes, "What festivals of atonement, what secret games shall we have to invent? Is it not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Must we not ourselves become gods simply to appear worthy of it?" Here, Nietzsche highlights the scale of this cultural shift and the responsibility it places on humanity to forge new paths and create meaning on their own. To really get what Nietzsche was saying, you have to understand the context of the 19th century. This was a time of rapid scientific and industrial growth, which totally changed how people viewed the world. The theory of evolution, proposed by Charles Darwin, challenged the traditional religious explanations of human existence. The scientific progress, along with growing secularism, led to widespread questioning of religious authority and dogma. Nietzsche's "God is dead" statement captures the spirit of his times, a realization that the old certainties were fading away, and the new ways of understanding the world were coming in. However, Nietzsche didn't see this change as all bad. In fact, he saw it as a chance for liberation. The death of God opened up the possibility of overcoming the limits set by traditional religious morality, especially Christian slave morality, and embracing a more life-affirming approach to existence. This is where his idea of the Übermensch or overman comes in. This is someone who creates new values and finds meaning in a world without gods. It's like going Sigma mode, but in the 19th century. Nevertheless, Nietzsche dives deeper into this existential dilemma and the rise of the Übermensch in his later work, Thus Spoke Zarathustra. So, in short, Nietzsche's declaration, "God is dead," is a complex critique of the downfall of traditional religious values and the existential challenges that come with it. He's calling for a reevaluation of morality, an acceptance of life's uncertainties, and the creation of new, self-determined values. This big idea marks a significant point in Western thought, pushing humanity to deal with the void left by the loss of divine guidance and to find new ways to navigate the complexities of existence. Before we head into round 2, consider subscribing. It helps me stay motivated to keep making videos. Let's step into round 2, Nietzsche's critique of Christian slave morality. Nietzsche talks about slave morality in his book On the Genealogy of Morals. He compares slave morality with master morality, each having different values and origins. Master morality, according to Nietzsche, comes from the ruling class like nobles and warriors who see their actions and qualities as inherently good. Their morality values strength, power, nobility, and excellence. The good in master morality includes traits like pride, ambition, and assertiveness. On the other hand, slave morality comes from the oppressed class, those who have been dominated by the masters. This morality is reactive. It defines good in the opposition to the evil of the masters. Slave morality values traits like humility, obedience, patience, and meekness. It's a morality born out of the resentment stemming from the slaves' powerlessness and their desire to weaken the strong. This may just be the prototype to the Virgin versus Chad meme. Anyway, and on the genealogy of morals, Nietzsche writes, "The slave revolt in morals begins with resentment itself becoming creative and giving birth to values. The resentment of those who are denied the proper response of action, that is, of those to whom recompense by deeds is forbidden, who find compensation only in imaginary revenge." Here, Nietzsche suggests that the values of slave morality are born from a place of impotence and repressed aggression. Nietzsche argues that Christianity is a prime example of slave morality. He believed Christianity turned weakness into a virtue. Traits like humility, charity, and compassion were elevated as supreme values, while pride, power, and assertiveness were condemned as sins. Nietzsche claims this inversion of values protects the weak and powerless by condemning the natural instincts of the strong. Nietzsche saw this moral framework as life-denying. He believed that by valuing self-sacrifice, humility, and suppressing natural desires, Christianity hindered the full expression of human potential. He viewed it as a system that encouraged mediocrity and discouraged the pursuit of excellence and greatness. Moreover, Nietzsche argued that the spread of Christian slave morality had serious consequences for Western civilization. It led to a culture that prioritizes comfort, security, and conformity over boldness, creativity, and individual achievement. In his book Beyond Good and Evil, Nietzsche contends that this moral framework stifles human creativity and the will to power, which he saw as the fundamental drive within all humans to achieve, assert, and enhance their strength and influence. I just realized Nietzsche was a chud. He saw the West falling way before us. In short, Nietzsche's critique of Christian slave morality is a deep dive into how values can be shaped by social dynamics and power structures. He saw Christian morality as a tool of the weak to undermine the strong, promoting values that suppress human potential and creativity. Nietzsche's call to rethink our values challenges us to re-examine the moral frameworks that shape our lives and strive for a more authentic, life-affirming existence. Round 3. Nietzsche's stance on religion. Nietzsche's take on religion often gets mistaken for straight-up atheism. I bet Nietzsche is turning in his grave considering the number of edgy atheists created by the misunderstanding of his philosophy. While he was a harsh critic of Christianity, his views on religion were more layered. Nietzsche's main issue wasn't with spirituality or the idea of divinity itself, but with the rigid and dogmatic aspects of Christianity, which he thought promoted a life-suppressing morality. In his book, The Antichrist, Nietzsche goes all out against Christianity. He says it glorifies weakness, promotes self-denial, and kills the human drive for power. Nietzsche writes, "What is good? All that heightens the feeling of power, the will to power, power itself in man. What is bad? all that proceeds from weakness. What is happiness? The feeling that power increases, that the resistance is overcome. To Nietzsche, Christianity's moral code undermines these ideas by pushing meekness and humility. Nietzsche especially disliked how Christianity, in his view, turned natural human instincts into sins. He argued that the religion's focus on guilt, sin, and redemption created a mental burden that blocked human flourishing. In Beyond Good and Evil, Nietzsche says that Christianity's focus on the afterlife takes away from enjoying and appreciating life here and now. Nietzsche's critique of religion also had a social and political side. He saw Christianity as a tool for social control that kept the status quo and blocked revolutionary change. In The Antichrist, he argues that Christian morality helps those in power by keeping people passive and obedient. This critique also applies to other ideologies and institutions that, in Nietzsche's view, promote similar life-denying values. For example, Nietzsche criticized nationalism, socialism, and democracy when they discouraged individual excellence and promoted conformity. But Nietzsche wasn't against all forms of religion or spirituality. He actually admired some pre-Christian and non-Christian traditions that he thought celebrated life and human potential. For example, he was inspired by ancient Greek paganism, which he saw as having a more positive approach to life. In The Twilight of the Idols, he praises the Dionysian aspects of Greek culture, which embrace joy, ecstasy, and creativity. Nietzsche's appreciation for these life-affirming spiritual traditions shows that his beef was really with the life-denying aspects of institutionalized religion, not spirituality itself. He believed true spirituality should enhance life, boost creativity, and encourage personal growth. And with that, round 3 comes to an end. This wraps up our look at Nietzsche's philosophical fight against God. Remember, Nietzsche's fight wasn't truly against God or belief itself, but against the constraints that hold us back from realizing our true potential as individuals. Hey, please check out my other video. I asked YouTube's AI to pick one that you'd like.